Okay, last day we have discussed about the second one. Second one is selection. So today we have to discuss about the next one, which is repetition. So today we have to discuss about the next one, which is repetition. Right. Here in repetition, basically, instruction flow is repeated based on a condition. So today, actually, so let me brief what we were discussing during last few days. We were discussing about the basic control structures of programming languages, how these control structures are defined and used. So we have discussed few examples. The first control structure is sequence. So the example was input three numbers and find the average and total. So here the instructions were executed one after the another. So if you can remember, you just started. So this is the pseudocode basically. Then we input N1, N2 and N3. Then we have calculated the total. Total was equal to N1, N2 plus N3. Then we have calculated the average. After that, AVG equal total divided by 3. And after that, we printed total and print the average and stop, end. So this is where the instructions are executed one after the another. Instructions are executed one after the another. We call sequence. And the second one is selection. In selection, basically instruction path is selected based on a condition. For an example, so I asked you to write two things. So the first thing was to write down a program to display maximum and minimum number. Maximum and minimum number by inputting two numbers. So when you input two numbers, the first input number one, number two, then you compare the numbers. If number one is greater than, that is the maximum and the other one is the minimum. Else, number two is the maximum, then other one was the minimum. When it becomes three numbers, we had to compare all three numbers. So if you can remember the code, right? If you can remember the code, we just started by inputting three numbers. You can do like this, input three numbers, and then you have to find the total and average. That means same sequence steps. I'm going to add this repeat steps again. You found the total, average, and the minimum number. So minimum number, how you found? You first compare N1 and N2 and minimum number, mean number, let's say it's nothing. Initially it's nothing, it's empty, or it's 0. But if after comparing N1, N2, you can decide if N1 is greater than N2, then minimum number equal to N2. After that, again you have to check if this N3, whether this N3 is less than or greater than whatever N2. And if it is, then, so if N1 is greater than N1, N2 N2 tama minimum. Then you have to compare this, if in that case, you have to compare if this N2 is even less than N3. N2 is even less than N3, then you can say, yes, if it is less than N3, then minimum number is N2. If it is, so first round it select N2 as the minimum number, then you compare N2 with N3. If it is even greater than less than N2, then minimum number is that. So the second one, else means if this was false, if N1 was not greater than this one, then you could have run, so sorry, you could have write like the minimum number is, then minimum number was N1, and then you have to again check this minimum number by comparing with this one. The N1 with N3, then minimum number is N1. This is bit complex. So if you have 3 numbers, you have to compare the first one with the second one and find the minimum. After finding the minimum, you have to compare that with the third one and confirm the minimum. And if not, here you have else part. And then if not, you know, minimum number is N3. If this is the decision, minimum is N2, else. So else again you have to compare N1, N2, N3, N1 and N3. Then find the minimum. So this is a lengthy code. If minimum number is N3, N1, then you have to compare N1 with N3. Then minimum number is N1. If this is true, else you have to say the minimum is N3. And that is end of this. And this if. This is the end of the first if, second if. And this is end of this if. Okay, so this was the code for, and not just that, you had to print total average as well as the print minimum number. But I have suggested you some different code. I suggested some different code because this code is lengthy. This code is lengthy means you have to compare all 3 numbers. So why you have to compare all 3 numbers? Let me explain. Okay, assume N1 is, let's say you input like this. If N1 is 5, N2 is 6, and N3 is 7. 5 and 6. First you compare 5 and 6. 5 and 6, after comparing that, 5 is greater than 6. So then 5 is 5 greater than 6 or no? Is this yes or no? So you have to answer now, right? So N1 is 5, N2 is 6. 5 greater than 6, yes or no? Hello?
No.
No. 5 not greater than 6. 5 not greater than 6. Then it will come to else part. So then 5 will be the minimum. Then 5 will be compared with third number, which is 7. 5 and 7. Here 5 and 7. 5 less than 7, is it true or not? 5 less than 7. Hello? Again you have to answer, right? 5 less than 7. Yes, 5 less than 7. Then 5 is the minimum. But it needs series of steps, right? So if you take all 3 numbers together, it needs series of steps. Because first step you have to check the high hour. So let me put this now. 5 here. So let's write like this. And I'm going to draw in the screen. Let's use tool annotation. And here I'm going to draw. Here you have 5. Here you have 6. N2 is 6. 5 greater than 6. No, it will come down and it assign 5 as the minimum. Then 5 less than 3 years. Then 5 is the minimum. And that 5 will be printed. If numbers are different, let's say numbers are different. Numbers are different and you enter numbers in this order. 7, 6 and 5. Then 7 greater than 6. Is it true? 7 greater than 6. Is it true? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, it is true. Then If it is true, it will come and assign n2 as the minimum. That means 6 is the minimum now. Then this 6 will be compared with 5. 6 less than 5. Is 6 less than 5? 6 අඩුයිද 5 වලට වඩා? No. No නම් මොකටද යන්නේ? else එකට. And the minimum number will be 5 now. Number 3 will be the minimum. Understood? All of you understood or not? Matona yes. So let me, did you understood? Let me. Ravindu? Okay. Yes, yes. Let me, I need the answer from you. I'm waiting for you now. Let me, do I need to explain this again or can you understand? Hello? Hopefully, yes, right? Hopefully you can. But there's an easy method. Rather than writing like this, there's an easy method. So no need to write this lengthy code. Because we found easy method. That means without entering all 3 numbers. Without entering all the make it let me explain in Sinhala if you really cannot understand. Let me, so you are not answering means I think you have a problem. You cannot understand, right? Let me explain this in Sinhala. මෙහෙමයි. 3 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. There are 3. Okay, let me draw. There are 3 people. 3 students. Let's say these are the 3 students. I'm going to find the smallest one. First, I have to compare this list one. I'm comparing these 2. First, I'm comparing these 2 and find the minimum or find the smallest one from that. That is this part. If this is less than, then this is the minimum. Right? If this is greater than the other one, so here n1, let's say n1 is this one, and n2 is this one. You just compare and find out whether n1 or n2. Now you can see n2. It will go to else part, but else part again, this n. So you have selected here. You have not selected n2. Now n1 is selected. n1 is the minimum. Else part says n1 is the minimum. මොකද n1 ලොකුයිද කියලා බැලුවා n2ට වඩා ලොකු නැහැ. ලොකු නැති හින්දා else එකට ගියා. එතකොට n1 තමයි minimum කියලා වුණා. Then එයාව තියාගෙන you have to compare that n1 with n3. This is n3. n1 with n3. You have to compare n1 with n3. Then n1 less than the n3. Yes, no, it's no. It's not. Then n3 is the minimum. Okay, this is how you found the answer. Right. Second time make it tapo deparak compare karanna. So this is heavy. This code is lengthy. Right. Okay, this code length is so the එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි මීට වෙනස් විදිහකට ගත්තත්, so let's say order is like this. So you got n1 first, n2, n3 second. This is n3. This is 1, and this is 2. n1 greater than n2. No, n1 not greater than එහෙමනම් n2. This is not greater than, so this is n2. n1 is greater than n2. No means you will go here and n1 is the minimum. Yes, that is true. n1 is the minimum. n1 is the minimum. Then again n1 less than n3. Yes, n1 less than n3. So n1 is the minimum. You confirm. Okay, that's how you compare. But this is heavy, so I suggested another method. I suggested another short method. Which is that? So you just compare when the numbers arrive. So previous part, yeah, I'm going to keep the previous part as it is. N1, N1 to N2, N3. I'm not going to input N1 all threes now. I'm going to input N1 only. And that is the minimum. If you have one number, panti nekkenaina yatama adu. If you have one in the class, that is the minimum. And then second number arrived, input N2, second number arrived. When second number arrived, you have to compare that N2, the second number, with the minimum. With minimum number. You have to compare the second number with minimum number. If it is even less than the minimum number, then minimum number is N2. If it is even less than the minimum, that is the minimum number. Then third number arrives, input, entry arrives. When entry arrives, okay, when entry arrives, you have to compare again, same thing. Again, you have to compare this one. If entry is less than the minimum number. If entry is less than the minimum number, the minimum number is entry. And finally, you entered all the numbers and you have the total equal N1 plus N2 plus N3 and average equal total divided by 3, print total, print average and print minimum. So that is the easiest way to do this, because here you have lengthy code. This is easier. So I got one question or suggestion. Yes. So this is easy. When you compare without comparing, you take one by one. The second one arrive, you compare with existing minimum. Third one arrive, you compare with existing minimum. If it is less than existing minimum, entry is done. So this is easy. So any questions up to this level? Any questions? මෙතනට යනකම් මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද? Any questions up to this level? Hello? You understood or not? At least try to answer that question. Did you understand? Did you understand? Okay, that's right. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, hopefully all of you understand. Let's move to the next one. Repetition. So if not, please tell me, right? Because if I can see your faces, can we see at least our faces? Can we see each other? If we can see each other, then I can. Yeah, I can. So last week we draw the flow chart. So for this one, so I'll avoid using flowchart, but anyway, I can show you single medium class. We have discussed the flowchart now. So this is in case if you have 3 numbers, okay, this is how you are going to find. So this was from last week, right? This was from last week. Input the first number, then that is the minimum number. Input the second number. Then if N2 is even less than minimum number, if it is yes, that is the minimum. If not, go input entry. If entry is even less than minimum numbers, that is the minimum. And find the total average, print total average, and we stop. This is the flow chart. Chandul, okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay, today actually, so I just revised what we have learned. I just revised what we have learned last 2 weeks. Today is basically I'm going to teach you the third control structure, which is repetition. Repetition means basically instruction flow is repeated based on a condition. Okay, so let me try with example. So I'm asking you to start with 1 and print odd numbers from 1 to 20. Can you draw a flow chart to this? Can you draw a flow chart to this? So instruction flow is repeated based on a condition. So we use loops to show the repetition. So please write down repetition is instruction flow is repeated based on a condition, and we use loops to show the repetition. Then write the example. Write the example. Instruction flow is repeated based on a condition, and we use loops to show the repetition. Then write the example. Start with 1 and print odd numbers from 1 to 20. So here, let me make this question easy. Start with 1 and then end when number greater than 20. Step, add 2 and repeat the same. And then condition, whether this number less than or equal to 20. That's the condition. Finished writing?
1 minute.
Okay. Finished? Everyone? Okay, let's write the, okay, let's draw a flow chart. So I think you can remember the symbols. Flow charts basically starting with ellipses or rounded rectangle and ending with the same ellipse or the rounded rectangle. This is how you end. Start and end. In between that, you have to write the code, write what's happening, not the code actually, what's going to happen. So you can say start with 1. You can say start with 1 or n equal 1. And your decision is whether the same n less than or equal to 20. If it is less than or equal to 20, we can continue. We can continue to print the number, that is output. Output you are going to show you this shape. So parallelogram to show the output. Let's print n and let's add 2 to n. So here is the start and here's the end. and my arrows showing the flow. Start, then n equal 20, then I can tell if n less than 20, then you have to print the number. So n less than 20, then you have to print the number. And then add 2 to the number. And repeat this. Repeat this means looping back to the previous part. This is called a loop. Loop means a continuous cycle. You can see arrows are flowing down, flowing down, flowing down, going up and joining with the same arrow, which can flowing down again. Here, flow. It can move down again. So this is called loop. The previous one I saw, it's not a loop. Why? Here arrows are flowing down, but no way to go up. Here flowing down, coming down, but no way to go up. It's not a loop. So this one, arrows flow here, go here, but no way to go up. Here also come in here, but no way to go up. It's not a circle, it's not a loop. So loop is basically when you can find arrows following the same direction, one after the another. Here is a loop. Okay, read the loop. Please read the loop. Starting n1. 1 n is less than 20. Is it true or false? Yes or no? N less than 20. N means 1. 1 less than 20. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Others must answer. Okay, Chandul is only answering, but others are not answering. Please try to answer. අනිත් අයත් උත්තර දෙන්න චන්දුල කියනකම්ම ඉන්නකම. අනිත් අයත් දන්නවනේ උත්තරේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ කියන්න. If it is no, you have to stop. No means it is less than 20 now. Print කරනවා දෙකක් එකතු කරනවා ආයෙ බලනවා less than 20 3යි 3 less than 20. Print 3 add 2, now it is 5. 5 less than 20. Print 5 add 2, now it's 7. 7 less than 20. Print 7 add 2, 9. 9 less than 20. Print 9 add 2, 11 less than 20. Print 11 add 2, 13 less than 20. Print 13 add 2, 13 less than 20. Print 15. So print 13 add 2, 15. 15 less than 20. Print 15 add 2. Then 17 less than 20. Print 17 add 2, 19 less than 20. Then print 19 add 2, now it's 21. 21 is not less than 20, so it will terminate. It will go here and stop. Okay, so this is how it works. This is the flow chart. Okay, please draw the flow chart. And so you have to use loops to write the pseudocode. You have to use loops to write the pseudocodes. Please use loops. So loops, let me introduce one loop. I'm going to introduce while loop now. Okay, let me introduce while loop. So I have to begin. After beginning, I have to tell the same thing. N equal 1. I have to tell while. This is how you give the condition, not like if. If is basically used when you don't have loops. You don't have coming back. If it's going down only, it's moving down this direction. But the code goes this direction, right? Remember that. The code moves this direction. No, come back. Sorry. This way only. No, come back. But when you have coming back things, you use while loop. While you can say, you have to mention the condition here, n less than or equal to 20, n less than or equal to 20, do what to do, print n, and n equal n plus 2, and end while when all these things are done. This while tell the compiler, hey, you have to loop through, you have to go back. So this will repeat, and when this condition falls, it will come out. But only when this is no. So that's how you write the code. But this, don't write this no. No is just, I'm going to color it in different color. Okay, when it is no only, it will come out. But don't write these arrows. Arrows are also not required. N equal 1, n less than or equal to 2, do, print n and n at 2, repeat. And when this is no, when this is yes only, you repeat. Otherwise, when this is no, you come out and end. Can you write? Can you draw and write this quickly? I want to give some more examples you to try. Please draw this and write the pseudocode. This is the flowchart. This is called pseudocode. Boru code dekak. It's not going to work, but this is the code, structure of the code. This is structure of the program, structure of the code. You're talking future, otherwise I'll become really disappointed about the class if you're not talking. Right, okay, so let's move. So the next one, try to do the same. But this time, the question says, okay, start with 1 and print even numbers from, or print even numbers from 1 to 10, 1 to 20. So can you edit this one? Can you edit this according to the requirement? What is the first even number? What is the first even number? After 1, what is the first I? So the question is asking, in the question you are asked to print even numbers from 1 to 10, 1 to 20. What is the first even number you get? It is 2. Yes, it is 2. You have to start with 2. When the number is greater than, when number is greater than 20, that is 2. So you have to add 2 and 2. Repeat, same thing. That means if you copy the same thing from here, let's copy everything from here. Control C, Control V. You can also do this. Unfortunately, in your book, you don't have Control C and Control V. You have to rewrite again. Okay, I have to start now with 2 and 2, and starting with 2, and then you can proceed. And in the pseudocode, you can say it is 2. Right? Same thing. Only change is first you started with 1, then to print even you started with 2. 2, then 2 by 2. 2, then 2 by 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20 then. After 20, it's 22, but when it is 22, 22 is not less than 20, it's 28. Okay, let's see how the code is written. So this is easy, right? This is easy. So I'll give you the time to write down. But before that, so let me discuss how this is going to be implemented. This part you have to do with me. This part you have to do with me. Sometimes this video is going to be end, right? Don't worry, join with the same link. Make a ivara way, ivara venakota oyala ඒත් එක්කම ඒ link එකෙන්ම join වෙන්න. Use the same link and join back. So let me show how to write the code. Please go to Google and in Google search online Pascal compiler. It will load this GDB, online Pascal compiler GDB කියලා එකක් එවි. Please click that and there you can write the code.